Hey YouTube, this is Ben Gessel. How's it going? So I can't say I'm completely disappointed. I've been often rather disappointed, of course, with many of my Steam purchases. Just not quite like it used to be when I was younger. Getting video games in a store, with buddies and stuff. That was always better because you could see the game, you could talk to people in a video game store about each game, you could recommend the stuff. That that was always better in my opinion, even if you had maybe fewer options. Besides, the games back then were better anyway. And yeah, no joke, no joke. Um, so let's get right to this here. This is kind of just a first impression of at least three different video games. I'll briefly mention the fourth, but some of the names I'm gonna have to get down better, so it might be more just three. But let's start with the video game Bastion. 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 Again, that's spelled Bastion. Um, I was drawn to the artwork of this game. That was what main thing that pulled me in, and oh my gosh, these kind of floating trails and things just seemed very otherworldly in a very imaginative way. And I held off buying it for a long time until, of course, today. And now I know why. And I really should look at the ratings. If it's something's overwhelmingly positive, and it's a beefy game I've heard a ton about, maybe that's just the sort of game I should be buying. But you have to get these bigger, juicier computers for a lot of stuff. I don't know. And it's like it's everybody else's opinion. It's still something to be said for that stuff. It's just yeah. So okay, Bastion. Well, I mean, how do you? What do you guys think of like? And like, there's another game that was kind of like Bastion, but maybe just not much. Maybe not as vivid of artwork. It was a lot more, basic artwork. But um, yeah, something about a. Oh, I don't know. Let's just say I've gotten other games kind of like Bastion before on Steam, and they were visually very interesting, but not really a whole lot of substance. I just my initial impression of this game was that it was very. Um, why did you have to have a voice that's like your Han Solo type voice, or your wisecracking voice, or your dungeon master voice, or your buddy voice, kind of thing? In a narrator. Why do you have to have a narrator narrating everything that's happening? So you find a warhammer. He's your buddy, okay, and you're making paths. The paths are just forming ahead of you, and you're just going there. Okay, what kind of hippie crap is this, man? Again, it's just I got another game like kind of like this too. It's just, but the gameplay was just awful. And again, I can't remember the name of this game, but it was just. Uh, Bastion had more going for it than that other game. I still have faith that it's gonna get less annoying, but I couldn't handle more than a few minutes of it before I was just like, okay, you know, again, I'm hoping it gets better. I just don't go for the games where you're playing some character who's like a little boy, and he's got spiky white hair, and it's a JRPG look, and that's fine. It's just like I felt like I was 10. Like, what is this? Do I need to be sucking on lollipops here or something? What's going on here? It wasn't that it was excessively juvenile, but what was the point of the voice? Anyway, so that's Bastion. I'm gonna have to play it more to really give you a better review of this. But on a scale of 1 to 10, because of the artwork, I would, and it still has some potential, I think, in the future for the game. So so far I give it like at least a 6 or 7 out of 10. But the artwork is saving redeeming quality right now. So far, it really is beautiful artwork, and it'll probably get even more beautiful. I know it will. Here's the thing, though, too, about this game. There were like vegetable stands at the very beginning of the game, vegetable and fruit stands and other stands. The guy just took his hammer and just kapow and just destroyed them. But I thought there was someone in there, like a merchant, like I was going to buy something. Nope, it's just there for you to hit. Like, I guess it's like a tutorial, so again, I shouldn't be too hard on it. But like, okay, so maybe it's a little bit ADHD type game. So, let's go on. The Legend of, no, I'm sorry, something about Eselmir. The five magical things of Eselmir, or something like that. It's Eselmir. It's Eselmir. It's a point and click game for sure. And again, I was drawn to the animation, the artwork. But it's definitely a sort of game where you can relax. Point and click event, point and click games tend to be that way. I think that if you want to just sit down and just have a nice aesthetic, intellectual, whatever, explorative, peaceful, puzzly type game, that's your game. Again, I just think that there should be a bullseye, golden area between your actiony RPGs and this really low key point and click stuff. Just find the middle ground and you're golden. Why do you have games have to be one side or the other? So yeah, it's very beautiful. I have a lot to mention here about Eselmir. This game, and I played a little bit more. Everybody has, okay, I guess it's Elven. Or I guess that's the closest race I can think of to what everybody in this area is like. And it's a nice contrast because you're playing a lot of dungeony, Minotaur, Orc, bloody games. You're playing, I don't know. It's a nice difference, but it's pretty, right? It's a pretty game. It's just kind of okay. You guys are hearing my gripe here. My gripe's coming. It's just kind of, actually, I love the beginning story. The beginning, the whole atmosphere. I don't want to spoil it for you, but if you want to play this, it's a very inviting beginning. You kind of want to keep listening to people talk at the beginning. It's nice. I mean, if there's a few different kind of cutscenes, and it's just like I just want to see a movie like this. I just want to see that. It's just and then but then they don't make you like get up and fight and stuff. No. It's very gentle out. But it's like okay. There's a lot of gods in this game, and I mean a lot. I don't know if there's as many as the Greeks had or the Indians, but there's you go in the temple and there's like a good 20 different gods, and the thing that really that got me, here's the thing. Oh, and by the way, I think it's fine if you want to put people that have dark skin in games. Nobody cares except for people who care. But that's nice. That's great. Basically, you have some elven folk that are African complexion to the dark complexion, not necessarily having big lips, but they have that dark complexion. Yet you have white hair, so you get some. Make of it what you will. but the thing that got me, regardless of complexion, of whatever, was the gods of the elves I can't remember what race you're talking about. I guess they're elves. these white-haired elven folk, right, with all of these very beautiful white and gold buildings. Their gods were both male and female. Both. I guess that's not a big deal if you think about it in certain ways. I mean, let's face it, like, with the Trinitarian doctrine, where God is a really hard to define entity, I guess you could do that. There's a lot of people that think that way. God is both male and female. Whatever, it's fine. But these gods, there are statues of them, and they were all dudes. But yet, they made it a note. There was a note at some point that there were both male and female sides to each of these gods. So I couldn't help but notice that more liberal little note, a little bit like a little addendum, a little asterisk. Yeah. You guys, I think you guys know where I'm going with this. But hey, I like J.K. Rowling too. We all love J.K. Rowling, I think. Most of us, at least. It's fine. I just maybe it wasn't quite as blatant as what Rowling did, but oh hey, just to let you guys know, Dumbledore's gay. It wasn't, but it was like, really, does it matter? Does it really matter? I kind of just to keep my mind straight about stuff. So and so is a woman. So and so is a man. If you have a god, have him be or her be a woman or a man. If it's both, that entity is not quite human. Because humans aren't both. We're either male or female. But just make it easy on me. I can get it. I get it, I get it. But look, even in Dungeons and Dragons, I haven't studied the gods of the Toril or other worlds all that much in depth. I don't know. But I'm fairly certain that the gods, even in Dungeons and Dragons, are either male or female. There might be a few that are kind of both. I don't know. I'm not sure. But Helm is a dude, right? I don't know. Okay. So that's Eselmir, the 5 magical gifts of Eselmir. But it's a very beautiful game. Very, very nice. So that one I would give probably like an 8 out of 10. But that's just the artwork and the feel of it so far. So here we go, Enclave. I'm glad I got Enclave. I find, these early 2000 games, man. Late 90s and early 2000s, they're the best. They're the best. This is from 2002. I mean, first person, got your sword and shield. There you find them, trying to find your way out of prison. I mean, heck yes. A great backstory. I mean, there's a big battle between a big bad boy and a wizard, and the wizard put a staff down like you shall not pass, and kind of thing, and boom, created this huge rift, separated the good guys and the bad guys, and then the good guys started having issues after, in this area, and then you gotta, and you were sent to prison along with some other people, but you're sent to prison because everybody's being overtaxed. And so you gotta find your way out of this prison, and who knows what after that. It's a great premise, man. See, yeah, I mean, like, and it's very intuitive. Like, the controls remind me. It feels, the gameplay feels like the Wheel of Time, because it's from a similar era. Maybe again a slightly later, but it's first person, just like Wheel of Time, and again, I'm playing a fighter right now. I mean, I don't have spells; I just have a weapon. But it's just the way everything is. Yeah, it's Wheel of Timey, and I love that engine. But it's a similar engine, I think. And yeah, there's some puzzly things about it too. Sure. It's more exciting. Enclave is exciting. I mean, it's unusually good for its price, I think. So that was, I think, where I really scored was Enclave for how much I paid for it. So I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10 for that bad boy. Enclave. Awesome, awesome, awesome game. We'll see how the rest of it is, but that's the best one so far. So I played this other game. I can't remember what it's called exactly, but it involved a lot of reading and pictures and yeah, that kind of game. Yeah, just something about a plague or something, and you're on a ship and I'm gonna have to mention this one later, folks. I'm sorry, I just can't remember the name of it very well, but Odua something with O in it. Um, and of course, I'm gonna be mentioning things very soon anyway about the other games I got. A few others that uh, steampunk thing game I got. That was the most expensive game I got, and that one definitely looks pretty good. That should be a good one. I'm hoping, And then there's one other game. There was like a Skyline game that was very much on sale. It's on sale tomorrow. And then there's a roller coaster game that was pretty good. Here's my thing about, by the way, I'm shifting gears here with these video game topics. It's been a long time since I played SimCity 4. That was a pretty decent game. It had its limits, of course. And don't get me wrong, I'm very intrigued by Skyline. I mean, I am. But you spend all this time, and I mean, I spent a lot of time building these cities and stuff, and I mean, a fair amount of time, seriously. And, at the end of the day, you got your city. And it's how you want it to be, and there's always financial things about the game that made it not as fun. But then I was like, oh, if it's just a total sandbox mode, you don't have to worry about money, then well, what's the lose? This is the challenge, right? Well, this is constant battle between aesthetics and your budgety stuff. And is it worth the time? These design games, and believe me, I love this stuff. Urban planning, I find urban planning fascinating. So fascinating. But it's like nobody really finds really heavy industry all that aesthetically appealing. Actually, yes. There's a side to it that can be, but it's not the first thing that comes to mind when you think of, oh, I want to design a really amazing looking city. Yeah, not the first thing that comes. You're not thinking about steel mills or coal power plants. Yeah, federal prisons and stuff. And then, so this other theme park game. So I told mention this to you guys before. I got burned by Steam on Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 a while back. You couldn't save your game. So this other game I think it's called Parkitect, and of course I've had it on my wish list for the longest time, and it's not really all that discounted, which means it's probably a pretty decent game. But I have more motivation to build a theme park than I do a city because, well, it just has to do with the nature of what you can do with the city, or how much life and character you can really infuse in it, and how much time are you spending making this thing in other cities, and how can they connect, and do they have real character? Because my main complaint with cities in these days is that they all look the same, literally, and you have to go to I don't know, Bangkok, Thailand, old Buddhist temples, and maybe you'll find something different than in Paris, France, in the old areas. I mean, like, history is just, it's like we're just building up a bunch of skyscrapers everywhere. Everything is just. I hate modern architecture. I hate it. I hate modernization in general. I just no. But this Parkitect game, I don't know. If it's not really discounted that much, I don't mind paying a few extra bucks for it at any point in time. I guess it's just I wasn't sure how much better it'd be compared to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. It didn't. I just wasn't sure. And the thing about these theme park games is that you often have a lot of limitations. See, Roller Coaster Tycoon, the whole idea was that you had these challenges, and you had a vice president that came at a certain point. Otherwise, you fail the challenge, and you can keep unlocking different, theme areas. So you could keep unlocking different, amusement parks to you know. So the better you did at meeting these goals, the more you could play all the different scenarios. And that's the way it worked. And if Parkitect kind of see, that's fine. That's fine. We always look a good, good challenge. But the thing is when it comes right down to it, why would you want to play a theme park game? I mean, I feel like I need to talk to these programmers here, the senior guys in charge. Say, why would you guys just you're with the person looking at video games. If you're looking at these design games, whether it's like a SimCity type game or a theme park game, I mean, why would you want to take time out of your day, especially the older you get, to design a theme park? Why? Are you trying to relive a past memory? Are you trying to... What is it you're trying to do? You just love color? Do you love designing fun rides and going on those rides virtually? And you love seeing your guests puke and be silly and make funny faces? And, you like designing things a certain way you wish in real life something was this way? And you love candy? Or do you love sweet stuff? Or do you love, the scary clown thing and magic shows, or what? Water parks where people die, they fly off water slides. I mean, you see a fair amount of stuff in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. It's a pretty decent game, but it is pretty old now. And so how would this Parkitect game improve on all that stuff? And what can you do in this game that you couldn't do in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3? And yeah, I mean, again, there's a question of how much is this just your own park of your own making? How much do you have to deal with how expensive things are? If you just keep building, is there ever going to be an issue where you run out of money and you try to get loans and you can't pay them back and you have to start over again? That scenario is, I mean, how much of the financial thing is going on here? If you have a total sandbox situation, that's fine and good, but it's kind of like, well, what's the challenge? There's got to be some kind of thing that makes it challenging, right? Or something, right? Otherwise, you can just build the park of your dreams, and maybe that's what you want to do: build the park of your dreams, have as much land as you, and have making. That's the thing, is terraforming the land. That's such a freaking headache, man. Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 had the worst. Oh gosh, just I'll use the term god awful controls, and the camera trying to make tunnels. You're spending gobs of money trying to just fit one, like a certain kind of coaster in. It was insane. It's insane. I wanted to finish these coasters, and I just remember how much effort went into this stuff, and like, this, these are all questions for Parkitect. Does Parkitect, do they resolve some of these issues that Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 had? And I mean, do we have to deal with all these stupid, nonsensical, thematic stuff as well? I mean, will we have more control over what stuff is in the park as far as all the extra stuff? I mean, everything, really. Can we design our own thematic material? And how long is that going to take? So there's a lot of these questions that I have, and I don't know, rather not spend $25 or whatever to like. So I just, design games leave more to be desired, because they're fun in their own right, but believe me, they can be very fun. I found them very fun when I was younger, but I just like a good story, man. I think where my heart of hearts are in all things related to video games, it's definitely the fantasy adventure, man. That's the best of the best. And still, Baldur's Gate's pretty unrivaled there. Fairly unrivaled. Dragon Age is okay. Origins, I suppose. You know all the pros and cons to that stuff. So I'm going to wrap up this video here in just a sec. So there's something I saw that had to do with, it was meant for everybody who buys video games, all gamers. And they had this bullseye chart. And on all these different sides of the bullseye were things like cost and quality and, I don't know, some other stuff. They were trying to say that there was no game that existed that was cheaper, that was perfect. That was just a 10 out of 10. Like if there's a 10 out of 10 game, it's going to cost $60 or $50. It's a lot of money. And it's like very rare that a game comes out like that anyway. There's a small number of games that are really stinking good, but very few that are just like, whoa, wow. And then there's a lot more that are like good. And then there's like an infinite amount that are just like, okay, whatever. I'm playing a whatever game right now. I mean, my cell phone. I have these just, dumb little games. But, they're not dumb. They have some appeal, I guess. Just something to kind of chill out and do for a bit. One of them is called RimQuest, by the way. And it's actually, I got it for free on my phone, and it's fine. It's great. It's nothing like, my computer, game. But even though there's that bullseye thing that I've seen, I still have my hopes up for video game companies to make games that are not going to destroy your computer. They're not going to hog all the juice of it. I don't know. Maybe I might get a new computer in the future anyway. But I still have my hopes up that there are games out there that are not going to rip you off. And for, I'm still pretty lucky, I think, especially when I was younger, for every game that I absolutely loved to death that I bought, there's probably a game that I played less. There was like I basically was going about 50%, 1 out of 2. That was pretty good odds when I was younger. Since I've been on Steam, and since everything went online, it's still about 50-50. Still about 50-50. 50% of the time, I get the right stuff. And the other 50% is like, it's not terrible. The worst game I ever bought, well, the animation was amazing for us. That's what sold the game. It was Dirk the Daring. It was the Dungeon Quest or whatever. Something like that. It was, because Don Bluth was the animator, but the game itself was very arcadey and just, you know, there's no way in heck you could get through the whole game. And if you did, yeah, it's through the roof, cheesy. But the animation is second to none. It's just the animation is like Secret of Nim, American Tail. Same guy did it. It's absolutely awesome. But yeah, I mean, like, I can't play that kind of game. He's just constantly dying, constantly running into stuff. I mean, yeah, you're practically giving that game away. It was a crime. Personally, I think the only reason to buy the game is to see Don Bluth's animation. But or you can just watch the playthrough. And that's probably all you need. And you can see the really funny, cheesy part at the very end, where the princess goes, "The key." So, I don't know. I can't remember. You'll have to see what I'm talking about. It's completely like laugh out loud stuff. It's the definition of laugh out loud. At the very end. Yeah. Okay. Well, what else can I say here? Of all the games I've mentioned, check out Enclave. If you like very early 2000s or it's very late 90s to early 2000s first person fantasy adventure stuff. That's the one. Now, I don't know if in the game later on if I can get like spells. If it's gonna be like Wheel of Time that way, or I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I don't know, but it's not very complicated. That's nice. Anyway, I will catch you guys later. Take care. Have a good night. Bye.